Hi, this is Anis from Never Stop Trucking. Today we are talking about some commonly or frequently asked questions as far as dispatching goes, and I see a lot of these questions, and on most of these topics I talk in depth in some of my other videos, but in this video I will be talking about 8 frequently asked questions that I've been getting on this channel. All right, so let's start with the first one, and that's of course, do I need an MC number as a dispatcher? And I have numerous videos about this topic, and I always say no. 99% of the time, you don't need an MC number or a DOT number as a dispatcher that's going to be dispatching independently multiple carriers. If this is what you do, if you go out on load boards and look for loads and call brokers and arrange these pickups on behalf of multiple carriers or even one of them, then you are probably considered a dispatcher. Also, check out my videos where I talk when FMCSA does consider you a broker. But like I said, most of the time you don't need an MC number. You can't even get a trucking authority unless you have your own truck or unless you have an owner operator leased on to you, and this owner operator would have to have your signs on their trucks and your insurance and all kinds of permits that you actually give them. So that's more complicated, and that's a totally different game. Okay, you can also be considered a broker, but that's only if you book loads with shippers directly. They send these loads to you, and then you advertise these loads to different carriers. Now that's a broker. But if you are dispatching multiple carriers or even just one that has their own MC number, then you're most likely a dispatcher. All right, so you don't need an MC number in 99% of the times as a dispatcher. Next question that I've been getting is do I need an LLC? When we say an LLC, it doesn't have to be an LLC, it can be any kind of company, but that's the most popular right now, and people just use it as a synonym for a company. All right, so do I need an LLC as a dispatcher? Well, yes. You don't have to have it in the beginning. You can just start from home and just start dispatching with your own name, and when they pay you, they can pay the fees to you, but it's better to have an LLC, much better, and everyone advises like whatever you do, not just dispatching, any kind of business that you do, you should have a company, and that protects you and your assets, and you will have some tax benefits too. So yes, it's highly advisable that you get an LLC. Like I said, you don't have to have it right away. You don't even have to have it before you start, but it does make you look more professional. It's not that expensive. The fees vary state by state. Even if you're working from abroad, you can still get an LLC in United States if you go through Wyoming or Delaware, I think even Florida. So there are 4 or 5 states that will let you do that even if you don't have a residency in United States. You can still get an LLC. Do I need insurance? Well, no, not in the beginning. Maybe down the road when you see that this is a success and you're dispatching multiple companies, it might be a good idea. You don't have to have it. No one is forcing you. No one is going to ever ask you about this insurance, all right? But you can have a general liability for 1 million, and that will cost you anywhere between like 500 and 1,000 a year. So it's not that expensive. So once you grow to like 3 or 4 or 5 carriers, and you see that this is going to be something that you're going to be working with in the long term, then it's highly advisable to have some kind of general liability that will protect your business from possible lawsuits or any unforeseen expenses. All right. Now this one is kind of a new question that I've been getting is, do I need a contract with an owner-operators? There are few legal documents that you can get with owner-operators, and some of them are highly advisable, and some of them are a must, like a power of attorney that lets you book loads on behalf of these carriers with brokers, and then some kind of paper that will make them pay you. All right, so it could be an agreement, and this agreement will specify the fees, your dispatching fees and other charges, and then they can sign that they are going to be paying you this much off of the load, whether it's like 4 or 6% from the load, or a flat weekly fee, or a flat fee by load, doesn't matter. And then this document would also specify how they're going to pay you with credit card, ACH, PayPal, or any other means of pay like Zelle or Venmo. On my website, neverstoptruck.in, you can download a lot of these documents. But here's another question: do you need a contract? Well, a contract is something that will tie up the carrier to you, and then maybe even a long term. So when you say a contract, the carriers don't like to hear that, because they're assuming that they're not going to be able to be dispatched by someone else, that they have to stay with you for a long term, things like this. So you have to make it clear that that's not something that you're doing, unless you, of course, want to do that. But most carriers will not do it that way. All right, just so you know, if you're a dispatcher, they want some kind of freedom. They want to be able to leave when they want. They won't be able to book loads by themselves or by another dispatcher. But when they hear a word contract, that's what they think. FMCSA mentions in some of their language a contract when specifying if you need a broker license. All right, but that language is really not clear. All right, so as long as you have some kind of paper, some kind of legal document where the owner operator signs, and acknowledges that they're going to be using your dispatching services, then you should be fine. All right. So I don't like to call it a contract. I call it an agreement. But either way, it's a legal document that you should have for many reasons. And like I said, you can download some of these on my website, neverstoptruck.in. Next question that we have here is, can I work from abroad? And the answer is definitely. I know a lot of people personally that work from abroad full-time. They have never been in United States. What you can do is you can just have an office set up in somewhere in your home, and all you need is a computer, internet connection, phone, printer, and then you'll be all set. You can also have an American phone number, an email from here, website, like I said, even a LLC, a bank account, same as if you were here. Now, do remember, if you work from abroad, that you should act as if you were in United States. And I don't mean to pretend or to lie to someone that you're in the United States. I mean, act that way. In a lot of different parts of worlds, they do business in a different way, and you should forget about that. So the way they do business locally, where you're from, forget about all that. You have to work in a way as if you were in United States. You have to be available, even though there is a time difference to drivers and to brokers. And you should, if you want to succeed long term, be honest, and don't lie about loads. Don't lie about pickup times. Don't try to gain something by avoiding the truth. Just be honest and do it in an honest way, and that will go a long way. Because I see a lot of people complaining these guys are working from abroad, they're not even here, and they do this and they do that. And I'm sure there is a lot of shady things going on everywhere, not just in other parts of the world. Also here in the United States, people are doing shady business, but it gives a bad name to everyone else that's trying to make it from abroad, because when people hear an accent, then they tend to get suspicious. All right, so we have to go extra way in order to make people believe that we are professional, that we are honest, and that we are going to be doing business in the way that it's done in United States. Next question is, do I need training? Yes, you do need training unless you have prior experience. All right, if you have been working in trucking industry, then you will be fine. If you were in sales, anything that's similar to dispatching, booking loads, negotiating, talking to people on the phone, then you will have an advantage, but you will still need training, because you need to learn about the trucking industry, especially if you never been in a truck, or drove a truck, or drove in a truck. If you haven't had any exposure to this heavy equipment, you have to familiarize yourself with the way trucks and trailers look, the way they're being used, with the terms, and you need someone to train you, and also gain some experience with supervision from someone else. And this training can be in a live office environment. We are working with someone under their supervision. You're watching what they're doing. Right now, it's hard to do that. It's hard to find someone that's willing to hire you if you don't have experience, or just let you sit there. This also can be done in a one-on-one way if you know someone. If you find someone that's willing to teach you. If you don't have access to any of these, then you can buy a dispatching course. Emra and I, we have been working on these dispatching courses for a long time, and we have this dispatching course online, and right now it's running on a special. We slashed our prices to like 60% right now, because of the way the industry is. So right now it's a great way to take advantage of those courses. We have over 80 lessons and live support on our community platform. All right, so again, go to neverstoptruck.in if you want to take our course called Ready to Dispatch. Next question is, how much money do I need to start? Well, if you don't have anything in your home, any equipment, then you will need around $1,000, and that will cover your computer and a desk, a phone, things like that. But most people nowadays have almost all of these in their home or in the office. And if you are an average person that has an okay computer, internet connection, then you will need less than $500 to start, and that will cover the LLC formation, a phone number, maybe an extra phone number for your business, if you need a printer, or if you need a course, all right, if you need someone to teach you. So less than $500 for an average person. That's how much money you need to start. And then the last question that we have here is, can I work from home? Yes, you can work from home. Most of dispatchers, when they start, will work from home as long as you have a quiet room, a room where you can close a door. If you have a family, just don't let them distract. You have to learn how to work from home. You have to set some rules for your family, make them aware that you are not at home, you are actually at work, so they don't bother you, unless you are by yourself, you don't have a significant other to take care of the kids if they're present. Like right now, it's school break, and when I try to work from home, I get distractions, all right? And then this distraction will lead to another distraction. And then before you know it, you just wasted a half an hour on something that's not work related, and the loads are coming out and going away. Drivers are calling you, so and then you will get nervous. So you have to set some rules when working from home to yourself and to your family. Hopefully, these questions helped you. And if you have more questions, something where I could make another video, a part 2 about frequently asked questions, just leave them here in the comments, and then I'll try to gather as many as I can and make another video. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you guys around.